plastic pollution and deforestation due to a lot of things, depending on what the crop is. A lot of times animal agriculture, but yeah, those are the two. Just what's happening on the planet.
But like with the meat industry, or like with using animals to work the farm?
Basically everything. The humans' impact on the planet. And it's not just the land now, like plastic pollution's pretty horrible in the ocean. I'm constantly devastated, but I'm just trying to live my life the best that I can and take personal responsibility for my impact, and then maybe I can, until I do that, then otherwise I'd be a hypocrite if I try and go out and do other stuff, you know, something bigger. Yeah.
What do we have here? What's this community garden for?
So this house and home is a part of actually a women's organization called Shakti Rising, and Shakti Rising's actually been around for about 20 years, founded in San Diego by a woman who was in and out of various recovery programs and for drug abuse mostly, and she kept feeling like something was missing from all these programs, and so she started taking women. Now fast forward, right, once she has herself together a bit, she started taking women into her own home and doing soul-based recovery. So it's the holistic thing of healing that doesn't just treat whatever the addiction is or whatever's at the surface that behaviorally that someone's like, you know, expressing. But so there's a recovery program within Shakti Rising. But there's more to it than that. There's leadership consulting, there's community classes. So the recovery program doesn't happen here at this house. It actually happens on up on N Street. So we have a second home. But this is like the community hub for leadership. For the last year, there was a live-in. Let me know if I'm talking too much.
No, talk
Okay.
as much as you want. The more the better, really.
Okay. The last year there was a leadership program where women actually could come in and live seasonally. I being one of them, so I've been here for a year, and I just felt like I needed a kickstart, like to really be my full self and show up and live the life that I want to live. And so women come here and they live here and receive coaching one-on-one, and together, like in this whole program, which is really cool. Other women just live here, they're not a part of the program. But classes happen here, like Women in Money, garden work days, community brunches, and a lot of good stuff. So that's what we're about.
What happened to make you want to move here? Like, where are you from, or what happened?
I'm from San Diego.
Oh, not too far.
Yeah. Not too bad. I'd never even visited Sac, but I got the phone call to move here and to help work for the organization, and I just said yeah, without.
But, like, was there a crucial event that made you want to move to a city where you've never been?
Well, there was a crucial event, but that goes back to actually how I found out about Shakti Rising, and that's because I had a near-death experience.
Oh.
And kind of was a bit, saw life in a different way after that, and I also needed some guidance, and specifically guidance that did have a spiritual component to it. So that's when I got connected to Shakti Rising.
And
so,
may I ask what happened in your near-death experience?
I'll just say it wasn't like an event that's easy to explain. It's not like a car accident or, something like that. And it's not a short story, but basically I was in my room and my head was spinning. It felt like kind of like vertigo. And I had excruciating pain in my ovaries. And those two combined, like I couldn't, at some point I just laid down, and then it would dark for a while, and I don't know how long, and then Well, it's complicated. To bring back any simple practice is simple and at the same time complicated, because of the times that we live in now. So can't go back in time, but we're bringing some of these practices. For example, like I was pretty scared after what I went through, and it was really scary for me. And one of the first things I learned through Shakti Rising was like tapping, like energy tapping. I don't know if you've ever heard of this,
Like
but
Reiki, or what's it called?
not Reiki. No, but it's just simply tapping yourself.
Yeah.
Like to help yourself when you're having a huge emotional response to something, or you're triggered, or whatever it is, or experiencing a form of trauma, like different holds. Sorry, I think I have spiders on me because I was just trimming this thing. Yeah. Well, I was raised in Christianity, but I just try and look at what everything has in common. So, religion's different than I guess, like, religion's all different expressions of, like, some core common essence of what we are. And so I didn't really want to go through religion, but something that was like intuitive guidance, but it goes really back to like a combination of like ancient practices and like energy work that used to be what we did when we all lived on the land and lived together like in villages. So it's old stuff like, dream work, ceremonies, rituals. Yeah. This is like trying to live outside of the way that society is right now and restore our relationships to the earth and therefore truly ourselves. Is really, that's like at the foundation of what Shakti Rising is like, we know that what's happening to the earth right now is also what's happening to women and all of us, truly. So I think it's growingly common, but it's really simple. It's just like living with the seasons, restoring our relationship with food, with each other, like more intimacy, just platonic intimacy, like more human connection and vulnerability. All those things. I mean, this is a big question, but I think people are just enculturated. They have to make money. They show up. They're working in a capitalist system, and they're essentially a cog in the machine, and they don't even realize. So, just any opposition you're asking? Yeah, all the time.
Really, like something specific, or why?
Believe it or not, most of the opposition, people are super supportive. Like our neighborhood is super supportive. There's no one that's blatantly like, because you're all women. That like really doesn't happen. Most of the opposition comes from the inside, actually.
Oh, wow.
Like women are like, why am I doing this? Why is this important? Why do we have to garden? Why do we have to sit in circle? You don't have to do anything, but it's actually hardest for women doing this work, I think, sometimes. Being able to walk, actually. Walk around. Like in San Diego, you have to drive everywhere, at least where I lived. I can just walk to Temple Coffee. The Sacramento Foods Co-op, like these are my happy places. The river's really awesome. And I love my house a lot in the community that I live with. I love being close to the Sierras too. Yeah.